Good morning, everyone, and welcome to EWC Japan Finals 2021. As you all may know, the EWC is a global startup competition and accelerator program that catapults founders through a full journey of developing an entrepreneurial venture. It is brought to you by MISC Global Entrepreneurship Network, and the Global Education and Leadership Foundation, as well as Japan Innovation Network as a national host and CIC Tokyo as our official EWC 2021 partner. Today, startups will be pitching in 3 categories: idea stage for the companies that are just starting off, early stage for the companies that are already developing their product and service, and growth stage for the ones that are already scaling their services. These are our national finalists today. Congratulations to all of you. We look forward to hearing your pitches. You should all be very proud of yourselves for arriving here. This will be our schedule. I will be calling each company one by one for your pitches. And now I would like to call Mr. Hiro Nishiguchi, the Managing Director of Gen Japan and the Japan Innovation Network CEO.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Julia, for your kind introduction, and welcome to this very exciting event. And in fact, I'm very excited today because we have a few announcements to make. And but before doing so, let me explain the journey we have taken for the past 6 months. As you can see from this slide, we have had many actual events and webinars, actually physically or virtually for the 6 months. So today we're gathering here as a kind of 2 hours, 3 hours event, but this is the end of 6 months journey, but also the beginning of a long journey to the grand final. So we are very excited to be here, but as a result of many actual efforts on many stakeholders. And also I'd like to thank you, Nagura-san, personally, who's been assisting us so kindly for the past, I say 5 years, because I know him for a long time, by the way. And so first announcement, actually, as Julia mentioned, this event is a part of a GEN Global Agenda, Global Entrepreneurship Network. This is initiated by Kaufman Federation in the US, and which has an extensive network globally. And today, I'm very pleased to announce the established board member of GEN Japan. Okay, and I'd like to introduce actually Nagura-san, and here, and you can, and I think he will have a chance. He will have a chance to jump start this event later. So I'll give him the chance to speak later. And after that, okay, I'd like to introduce Farah here. Farah is over there. Okay, I hope you can see her. And also, actually, Fariza. And she cannot join us today, but she has a message to deliver. And by the way, Farah, you will have a chance to introduce yourself later as during our judging process. Okay, so please.
Hello, everyone. I'm Fariza Abidova. I'm co-founder and CEO of Trusted Corporation. First of all, I would like to congratulate and wish the best of luck to all the startups that are presented with EWC. And let me introduce myself briefly. I'm Fariza. I'm from Uzbekistan originally. I came to Japan 15 years ago to study at Kobe University. During my career in Japan, in 10 years' time, I started 2 companies in Japan. And mainly, I'm focusing on Trusted Corporation business, which connects Japanese and
ありがとうございました。失礼します。
Basically, we connect Japanese startups with large European companies in Europe and vice versa. We help Japanese large corporations to find startups and technologies from Europe to cooperate with them. Our vision through Trusted is accelerate innovation because we believe most of the technologies that is necessary for open innovation, innovation in general already developed and they exist somewhere. Through my career in Japan, I saw in most of the R&D centers, innovation centers, most of the technologies seen sci-fi movies, they were working right in front of my eyes. I was very surprised by we cannot use them yet. And the scientists, engineers told me that it takes another 50 years or 100 years until they can use it. And from there, I felt so passionately about the necessity of connecting technologies, companies, cross-border, cross-industry, so that we don't need to wait for 100 years for those innovations to happen. We can make it happen in 10 years' time. And this is what we are in all of the shares the same mission every day on that. And I'm so excited and honored to be the part of the board of Japan this time. I would like to contribute to this great cause, connecting innovators and entrepreneurs of Japan globally with concrete projects so that our ecosystem flourishes. It's very important to have concrete projects. Thank you so much, and I'm so excited to meet you in person one day. And thanks so much.
Well, great. I think actually I changed my mind. I'd like to turn the microphone to Farah, and so that she can briefly introduce herself. And then next one is Masa later. So Farah, please. By the way, welcome to the board.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me. Is it okay if I sit down here? Should I stand up? Is that okay?
I'm at your service, please.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here today. My name is Farah, and after seeing Fariza's amazing introduction, I'm going to keep it short so that we can pass it on. I'm the country manager and director for Impact of Japan. It's an NPO that we help social impact grow in the country by connecting them to investors, foundations, and government. We help global-minded startups that start in Japan who are interested to go out of the country as well. And I run a company called New Norm Design that emphasizes, as I have an architecture background, on sustainable design for future offices and innovation hubs. Well, if I have to explain myself, I would say I am a bit of a rebel. I do not go by the standards, as you can see. I was one of the first, I believe, foreigners who spoke fluent Japanese in Tokyo University, which I studied, and I enjoyed every second of it. I hope I can contribute to this program and to Jen, and thank you very much for having me today here, everyone. And let's roll the ball and see how it goes. Good luck, everyone. Thank you.
Excellent, Farah. Thank you so much. And next person is actually Duke, and she's actually the vice.
Excuse me, sorry, but you're on mute.
For really gathering, and the Gen Global was really gathering to jumpstart various initiatives in 130 or 40 countries. And the CEO of the Gen Global was Jonathan Altman, and he's been extremely, frankly, influential, powerful. And Buke has been working with him as the right hand of him for the past almost 8 years. And so Buke has also agreed to join the Japan board member. So let us hear from what she has to say, Buke.
Greetings from Philadelphia, United States. My name is Vikichi Hazar. I'm in charge of global operations at Global Entrepreneurship Network. I've been with GEN for the past 7 years, managing GEN's affiliate organizations in over 80 countries and global entrepreneurship week campaigns in 180 countries around the world. I'm on the board of directors as well as on the advisory board of a number of GEN's affiliate organizations, including GEN UK, GEN Belgium, GEN Namibia, GEN Turkey, and it is my pleasure to join GEN Japan's board of directors today. Global Entrepreneurship Network is powered by the Kaufman Foundation. We are a platform of networks operating in 200 countries with over 25,000 local partner organizations. We operate programs like Entrepreneurship Program that make it easier for anyone, anywhere to start and scale a company. I'm hoping to contribute to GEN Japan by sharing best practices from around the world in supporting entrepreneurs and making connections to GEN's affiliate network of non-profit organizations, experts, investors, established entrepreneurs, academicians, as well as policymakers. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Japan Innovation Network team and the organizers, the judges, as well as the supporters of entrepreneurship of Japan, and wishing all startups much success today.
Grammarly can help you write quickly and confidently, so you never have to slow down at work. Instant corrections make your writing mistake-free, while keeping it short, sweet, and fitting in tone. Join more than 20 million people who use Grammarly to write better every day. Go to Grammarly.com to download.
Okay, something is wrong with the screen, but I'd like to ask Masa Tadaporo, and who is now a very important board member as well. So, Masa, please. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. My name is Masa Tadaporo. Nice meeting you all. I'm CEO of the Unicorn Firm. I'm helping out lots of startups, also helping out new business of the corporates. And also, I've been, the venture capital for 5 years, based on the venture capital based on Silicon Valley. I've been in this startup ecosystem past 10 years, but last couple of years kind of special because because of COVID-19, I've been helping out lots of startups, go outside Japan. Now, I think a COVID situation is a little bit, is getting better. So I think for next couple of years, your startup have a lot of chance to expand the business out of Japan, hopefully. So I'm excited part of this event. I'm looking forward to hear all the pitches. And also this is very important opportunity for you because there are not so many events in here that you can pitch your idea or the business in English in front of the judges. So I'm looking forward to hear your pitches, and also I'm very excited to be part of it. Thank you very much. Excellent. Thank you very much. Of course, and welcome to the board. And I think we do have one more person, Sakakibara-san from Samurai Incubate, but unfortunately, he has become sick today, very, very unfortunately. So I hope it's not the COVID at all, but but he's a very important board member as well. So with that, I think I'd like to move to the next topic. And anyway, so today we have just announced the GEN Japan new board members. This is the official establishment of GEN Japan board, and today's basically competition, and the judges are all board members. And unfortunately, Nagura-san cannot become a judge due to some situation. However, he'll be joining us as a host of the event. So with that, I think I'd like to pass the torch to Nagura-san to jumpstart this event. So Nagura-san, welcome.
Thank you, Nishiguchi-san, and congratulations for the GAN and JIN, Japan Innovation Network, and all startups who have been selected for this great competition. As Nishiguchi-san and Tadako-san told us that we need to be more international and we need to have more and more such a pitch in English and such a competition that will bridge our startups to global world. I and Nishiguchi-san have been talking about this from the 5 years before, because we were talking about the Japanese ecosystem, and ecosystem of Japan is really getting better, and we are having more and more startups and unicorns. At the same time, many of the unicorns are not really international yet. So we need to have more and more activities like this to the globalized Japanese startups and the innovation ecosystem. I'm a director at CIC Tokyo, and CIC Tokyo is one of the largest innovation center in Japan. And we are gathering all the startups and investors and other ecosystem stakeholders to CIC Tokyo to make the innovation community, because the innovation community is really important. Maybe all of you know about the innovation communities in Silicon Valley, Boston, Tel Aviv, or any other startup city in Japan, startup city in the world. And I believe that the Japan has the potential to build such innovation community to have more startups. So that's why I'm really excited with this Entrepreneurship World Cup Japan part. So congratulations again for all the startups, and I'm looking forward to see your great pitches. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Nagura-san, our guest of honor, and to all our judges and new board members. Now we will start with the pitches. I would like to call our first idea stage pitcher, the company Inuka.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Welcome. You may start your presentation by sharing your screen.
Thank you. Can you see? Okay. I'll start. Hello, EWC. My name is Rika Ausiku, the founder and CEO of Inuka, and this is my partner, Nicole Mwango, the co-CEO of Inuka. We are Inuka, a dog walking and pet sitting app designed to help pet owners that are too busy or preoccupied to walk or watch over their pet. The problem, unattended pets may get hurt or cause damage, with many people experiencing loneliness, isolation, unemployment like the hikikomori, lack of physical health, and animal abuse. The solution is the Inuka app, which will create more jobs for the people, whether part-time or full-time, and it is easily accessible for people such as foreigners, old-timers, and busy students. It will provide a way to safely cater to pets, bring more awareness to animal abuse done to pets, and transfer them to the correct establishments. How it works, there will be many functions such as setting up an account as either a pet owner or a walker sitter, with profiles checked via identity verifying establishments for safety measures. There will also be a pedometer built into the app that will track the number of steps taken to ensure that dogs get the amount of the exercise it requires, and much more. In Japan, with the pet population of over 20 million, the pet 0.7 trillion yen in the 2022 fiscal year. Pet ownership in Japan is on the rise, even amidst the pandemic, that even the number of pets in households surpasses the number of children under the age of 15. Our business model will be that owners who book with walkers will be charged every 30 minutes, while owners who book with sitters will be charged every hour or day, all at rates dependent on the walker's level. We will take 10% of each commission. Since animals, especially dogs, need to be walked for at least 20 minutes daily, there is profit. Also in tourists that want to bring in their pets. We will We would also want to collaborate with nonprofit animal shelters like NPO, Silent Network, and other animal shelters for the proper transfer of abused animals and for optimal support for untrained or high maintenance pets.
Our competitors, these will be our competitors in the domestic area. Where Inuka is unique and differs from our domestic competitors is that it operates like Rover and Wag, similar dog walking apps that are both popular internationally. It would be like an anyone can do app in a similar manner to Uber Eats, which would be the first of its kind in Japan in terms of dog walking and pet sitting. Inuka is also targeted to help the isolated population get a job and help report on any pet abuse done by owners. Advertising with the occasional celebrity endorsement is an important tool as well, like how Uber Eats and Foodpanda do so in the food delivery industry. One of Japan's strengths is that it is known worldwide for its quirky and innovative media advertisements that are shown in not only Japanese national media, but also worldwide, that rakes in millions of views on YouTube. For example, Kai-kun from SoftBank is a well-known figure amongst Japan lovers that live abroad. With Inuka having that well-known iconic Japanese touch to it in how it's advertised, we foresee it going for future global expansion. Some weaknesses include the fact that pets may be harmed by walkers and sitters. COVID is also another thing, and high maintenance pets. The strengths of Inuka are as follows. It will help reestablish hikikomori and those out of work to help them start earning an income again. It creates healthy habits such as going outside. Russia has developed an animal COVID vaccine that will be distributed globally soon, which addresses the concern for spread of COVID from dogs. It's an easy job for anyone to do part-time or full-time for 30 minutes or more per session. Untrained or high maintenance pets will be handled by those professionally trained, and pet harmers will be immediately banned. The app can also pump more jobs into the economy, and it can bring more awareness to animal issues in Japan. Although there is a fear of walkers or sitters harming the pets, we were positive in the safety of animals, as we estimate that the risk of abuse will be low due to many studies that show that pets are generally more cared for than humans in some instances. And that brings us to the end of our presentation. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you so much, Rika, Nicole. Now I'm going to pass on to the judges for our Q&A session.
Can you hear me? Thank you very much for pitching. Can you elaborate on the competitive advantage over the you're talking about the competitors, right? So what can you elaborate on the competitive advantage over the other competitions?
Domestically in Japan, there are a few competitors that aren't very much well known unless you do have a pet. But if you compare it with America, a lot of people that don't have pets are very well, they very well know that there are pet walking apps such as Rover and Wag, in which they can get an easy part-time job. But in Japan, it's not as common as it is in America, which is kind of not like having the market reach its full potential in Japan.
Hi. Well, I love the idea. I have a dog and a cat, and I walk both of them. Actually, I walk my cat 2 hours, actually more than my dog. So yeah, he sits every day at the door, puts his hand on the door to go out. So there is this small issue that I thought maybe in Japan it might make the business model a bit tricky, is that you must kind of have a liability, like insurance. What happens to the pet if something happens to this pet? So as you know, each pet behaves differently with different people. They have specific things, but you compared it kind of like to Uber and other very fast one-time use businesses. However, I see this, that the pet needs to trust the person. Then what happens if something happens to the pet while you take it to the walk? Who takes responsibility and all those issues? How would you tackle those issues exactly?
I think we would probably try to kind of encourage the walkers and sitters to try and like hire those walkers and sitters who are like within the vicinity of where they live, so that they can maybe be regulars. So can you hear me? Yes, so we were thinking maybe we can try and encourage owners to hire those walkers and sitters who are within their vicinity, so they're fairly close by, and perhaps it can encourage more regular one-time walkers and sitters. So instead of there being a variety of different walkers and sitters who are taking care of the pet, it could be one walker is kind of almost booked fairly often with this one owner, and the walker can have multiple owners that they go to and take care of the pets, but that owner can maybe be trusting and be encouraged to hire more often this one walker or sitter. So we were thinking maybe that's something we could look into in regards to that.
And I would also like to add that the app will also have like a ranking system with levels. So those starting at level 1 will probably only that are not as experienced will only have the advantage of walking dogs for maybe a certain amount of time, and which is just simple walking, which anyone can do. But higher levels will have like much higher pay and much higher ratings and from other customers, and much like higher experience, which we would like to input there, so that there is more safety and trust within the Inuka community.
Thank you so much. We will go to the following company, Ubuntu Hub, where Patrick will be their presenter. Patrick, are you there?
Oh, yes, I'm here. Thank you.
You may start by sharing your screen. Thank you.
Okay, I'll now share my screen. Can you see my screen, please? Okay, great. Hello, ECW community. I'm Ubuntu Hub, and my name is Patrick. I'm the software engineer and co-founder of Ubuntu Hub. Ubuntu Hub is a blockchain-based learning network, and we're basically focused on transforming people's lives. What is the problem? Globally, 1 in 5 children are out of school. They do not have access to quality education. But how about e-learning platforms? Well, the communities of these children have little to no internet connection or even awareness of e-learning platform. Consequently, self-development and capacity building becomes limited. From a local perspective, this is Amina from Nigeria. She has a passion for education, but also has domestic responsibilities. Online learning could help Amina achieve self-paced education. But how can she achieve her passion with no internet access? Amina is not the only one. According to UNICEF, over 98% of poorest school-age children have no access to internet at home. In South Asia, this number stands at 97%. And given the current COVID-19 pandemic, much is left to be desired. We believe it is important to solve this problem because education affects people's lives in many ways. From this slide, you can see education contributes to improving all other SDG goals, from reducing poverty to preventing inequality and injustice. Our idea: we want to provide an offline access to online education platforms in a near real-time manner. We present to you the U-Box, which is a community-based wireless local area network with 3 main functionalities. The server capability helps to retrieve real-time e-learning content from the internet, stores a copy, and then broadcasts to users. The connectivity function helps to achieve low-cost connection, easy access to user interface for customized devices. The security function, which is based on the blockchain, helps to ensure that user information stored on the network are linked, protected, and tamper-proof as users connect to different U-Boxes in their community. The internal working of the module basically has 4 main parts. The network module ensures peer-to-peer connections between users as well as client-server connectivity. The AI and machine learning module allows us to optimize storage by understanding what content types are useful for a given community based on the demography and the needs of the users. We also use this module to connect users to potential job opportunities in their community after learning certain skills. The security module ensures data privacy fostered across communities between U-boxes and keep users informed how their data is being used on the network. The power module is optimized to ensure minimal system downtime for maximum uptime for users' benefit. The future we see with the U-box is to transition people from an unconnected society to a more developed and sustainable livelihood. Here is a snapshot of the future we see for our solution. Our aim is to connect our learners with resources they need to change their lives and their communities. Our market is divided into 3 segments: student learners who are provided with personalized learning contents, as well as adult learners who are provided with learning contents to improve their business via e-learning platforms, and also e-learning platforms that want to gain access to these newly discovered communities. Our potential customers from the community level include 3,000 households, which scales up to 3 million households at the national level. This leads to a potential market value of $27 million per country, which is a tiny slice of the pie, looking at the $240 billion global valuation. The business model, basically, we focus on a pricing model of household-based subscription of $9, which covers student learners for $3 per year and adult learners for $5 per year. We also plan to get revenue from advertising opportunities. We provide a mix of self-paced offline availability and AI ML-driven approach to education in underserved communities. This is our main competitive advantage. We are also placed at the positive quadrant of low cost and personalized access. The financial forecast shows that we are profitable from our second year, which shows a huge market potential in our idea where we'll make impact. By our timeline, we are currently working on a prototype design and hope to get to our first 100 customers by Q1 of next year. Our idea recently won the 2021 Japan Hackathon. These are our team members comprised of myself, Grace, and Regina. Kindly join us in Inomikai to know more about our community and get in touch with our progress. Thank you very much to the judges and other participants.
Thank you so much, Patrick. Judges, would you guys like to make any questions?
Hi, nice to meet you. Thank you for the presentation. I personally, as I work in the education impact innovation as well, and I am an impact innovation hub actually judge. I love your idea. However, I have some questions. Maybe it's just because I do not know the technology so much. So I'm sorry if it doesn't sound so smart at this point, but 2 questions. First one, you said you will have it accessed offline. Online education is offline. However, you need some kind of an iPad, some kind of a communication system, charge this iPad, or you need this server to have stored this information to peer-to-peer, and a kind of equipment to be able to access it. So I was wondering how that would be possible if people cannot afford like having such equipments. That's one question. And another one is that who do you have in your team who has a background in education exactly? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Farisa-san, for your question. Basically, for users to get connected to the Ubuntu network, they need a device, and that is true. So this is one challenge we want to also take on, because we understand that access to e-learning platforms requires an entry point. So for these devices, we are looking at partnering with other organizations that are currently focused on solving educational challenges for underserved communities. So, and one thing that may come across as a surprise to some persons might be that for some devices, there is a way to reduce cost, whereby we can make some specific recommendations on what is required for the device. And in this case, it's more like a web browser. So for an Android device to have a web browser, web connectivity, we can cut down the cost of production of such devices and keep it focused on serving e-learning contents. So the Ubuntu network will be accessible from a browser. So these devices will be provided in partnership with sponsoring organizations like UNICEF, or UNESCO who are focused on solving educational problems or challenges. And then in other cases, we have markets like Japan who want to recycle devices, use devices. So these devices are not required to be at a high tech end. Devices that have internet connectivity will be enough to solve this problem. For our team on the education background aspect, myself currently I'm a research student at Kyoto University doing my PhD research, and I research on blockchain in education. So currently I'm developing a system which helps to connect educational record across schools. And then also Grace has been involved in a PYP project, which is Powerful Young Project, where they connect young learners with teachers who help them to learn after school, and even for students who cannot afford schooling fees to be able to make up for the misses in their learning gap. So we think we have a strong team to handle this, and we can source for advice going forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patrick. We have time for one more question.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you very much for your presentation. And actually, are you actually joining us today from Kyoto by any chance?
Yes, I'm joining from Kyoto.
Okay, great. Actually, I was there over the weekend, and that was like super hot, and sunshine was too strong for me. But anyway, actually, I do have one question, because this online education is such a hot topic, I would say globally, and there are so many players who are offering, I would say, free services, and including Coursera and others. And so what will be your real, say, business model advantage over other competitors from your perspective? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And then yeah, Kyoto is quite hot, but yeah, we're trying to keep up with it as well. It's a nice place, by the way. For our competitive advantage, we pride ourselves being a low-cost platform and also being able to provide connectivity for unserved, unconnected communities. For platforms like Coursera, Udacity, Khan Academy, you need internet. You need to maybe get an application, and also you need to worry about being constantly connected for a self-paced or an AI-driven kind of learning. So for them, we are more like a partner rather than a competitor. They want to get access to this new community we are trying to develop. And in turn, we get their resources to be available in an offline fashion and then try to sync with the server at intervals. So our main advantage is being low cost and connecting unserved communities.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patrick, for presenting us Ubuntu Hub. We have to go on, and our next presenter is Mark from Tatamitry. Are you here, Mark?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. You may start presenting by sharing your screen. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thanks. Okay, welcome. We are Tatamitry. So my name is Mark. I'm originally from the UK, but I studied here in Japan at Kyushu University. After graduating, I've been working in the tourism industry for 8 years now. So Tatamitry is a business-to-business, simple, affordable inbound marketing app. So our target market are actually Japanese accommodation owners who are seeking access to the Western inbound tourist market. So the main pain point really is that despite record growth in tourism in Japan over the last decade, still 1,000 ryokan and local accommodations go out of business every year. Why do we care? Because ryokan are really essential to regional communities and local economies for multiple reasons. So what I did is I approached around 50 ryokan and asked them what they felt were the barriers to accessing the inbound tourist market. And they came up with 4 major reasons. Language was quite an obvious one, but actually culture came out as the biggest problem. They also saw the current options as somewhat too expensive. And there are some anxieties about COVID-19 in the future too. So what I thought I could do to help was come up with a topic generating point and click photo app with English content creation. So topic generating was probably the key point for us because with my 8 years experience in the tourism industry. I've actually led about 1,500 inbound tourists around Japan, and feel like this is our competitive advantage in terms of knowing the topics that that particular market would want to read about. So how it works, as I mentioned, we want to keep it simple, but on the back end, a social media marketing strategy is quite complicated to put together. So what we do is we take all these different pieces of software and we link them with API integrations to take you through the social media marketing process. So we have at the top topic creation and tracking, down to content creation, then publishing, and finally basic analytics. But considering our target market, who are probably not so tech savvy and they're certainly time poor, we wanted to keep the actual front end quite simple. So in essence, the user just sees a list of topics with daily updates of keywords. They can choose one of those topics, or they can just simply take a photo that they like, enter a keyword, some text, and then they can have a look at the finalized production, post it, and it will either go immediately live to social media or will be scheduled. I don't know if you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, but we've also got a live chat service. This is really to allay any fears about coronavirus, and we feel like we can update accommodation owners on WHO guidelines with coronavirus, and also if there does become a health passport application, we would definitely want that integrated into our product. So the business model, it's the pro plan really, which would earn us the most money, to put it bluntly. So the user would use the app for free. They would gain a following online, and that following would be led to our online travel agency website. Through our website, they can book the accommodation that they've found in social media, and Tatamitry will receive a commission. So market size, as you probably know, tourism is a major market for Japan. And we've estimated our obtainable market at $15.5 million. And that's based on a 5% market share. So the current alternatives to this would be the do-it-yourself method, just like we're doing, is putting together all of these different softwares, which can create a very effective social media marketing strategy. You can see a number of them there. I think we had a Grammarly advertisement earlier before the presentations. But also Zapier, there you can even automate that whole system yourself. But we think this is probably going to be too time consuming and maybe even a little bit too difficult for most ryokan or accommodation owners to put into place. The other alternative is to outsource. So you can sign up for major online travel agencies such as booking.com. But from the accommodations we've spoken to, these have seemed to be too expensive. The commission rates for booking.com, I think they're down to 13%, but typical average is 15 to 20%.
Mark,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Thank you so much, but I will have to cut you off. We've gone to our 5 minutes, so I will have to go to the judges to see if they have any questions. Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation. I have one question for you. Do you have any specific customer segment that you are targeting on in the first place? I think the accommodation space is kind of huge, and there are tens of thousands players out there. And I think you're based in Kyushu, I guess, and you have limited resources to reach those all kinds of accommodations. But in this market, I think first segment is very important. So can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, certainly. So we're looking at really small ryokans, family-run ryokans in particular in rural areas. Actually, I'm based in Tokyo, but we do have strong links with Kyushu. So places like Kagoshima, Fukuoka, but also Fukushima, places that we feel this service would be of great benefit. And we would definitely work from the regions out.
Thank you. To add that, other than like the size of the ryokan, do you have any other specific, the points that you are selecting those ryokans, like the social commerce literacy, or the IT literacy or the budget of the ryokan? Do you have any other point where you can segment these customers?
Not at this stage, no. I think it's something that we'd have to look into.
Hi, thank you for your presentation. I have a very quick question. You mentioned multiple times the inbound in Japan tourism. So because of Corona, as you know, the tourism industry has kind of crashed at that point. Are you with inbound, you mean local tourists, like within Japan at this point, or are you aiming for international tourism?
It would be international, and yeah, Corona is obviously an issue at this moment, but we could foresee that bookings will start coming back for next year and onwards. And actually, we think it gives us a little bit of an advantage that we have this time during Corona. Competition has been weakened, and the pain points for ryokan has also increased.
Okay, I understand. Is there a reason why you don't want to include the local tourism into this?
Yes. So we particularly targeted Western tourists, the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia. And the reason is that they tend to be longer stay tourists. So they stay in the country for longer, and they're also more experience-based travelers. So they pay more money for accommodations and food experiences rather than shopping and that sort of thing. So we feel like it would have the best ROI at this point.
Thank you so much, Mark, for your presentation. I think we can move on to our next presenter. From Float Meal, our presenter, Nabe Amado. Are you here?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. You may start your presentation by sharing the slides.
Can you see my slides? Thank you very much. My name is Nabe Amadou Ali. I am a co-founder of Float Meal, and today we'll be talking about our project, and I will start now. So, thank you very much. So back in 2019, during a part of our research work, we found out that 821 million people were hungry at the moment we were doing our research. And at that moment, I already had 2 burgers, and I was filled. And I had a regret. That is, as much as I have to eat, there's someone who doesn't have enough to eat. So what's the problem? I kept on thinking with my friend. Then in 2020, the number increased by 19 million plus people were more hungry than in 2019. At that moment, I still had enough to eat. That means that there's something wrong. The world needs better solutions. Then we tried to find out what's really the problem. First, the world population is increasing. Food are becoming more expensive. The people who are producing the food, which are the farmers, are not benefiting from this production. And then there is an imbalance between the economic activities and the biosphere. So to solve all these problems, we had to find a solution which is taking into consideration responsible production and consumption. So via our research, we found out that there is a very important product that is not very, very largely commercialized yet or popular, but can serve humanity. So we designed an hydroponic system that allows us to produce a unique product, a unique food called duckweed. Using our hydroponic system, we increased the production of duckweed by 10-fold. Duckweed is something that has been eaten in Thailand for many years, but actually in Japan itself, it's something that it's not very, very popular. So duckweed allows people to get a lot of nutrients from little intakes of food, which allows them to get vitamin B12, which is not common in many of the products that we have seen. So using our technology and our growing system, which we've created from the laboratory, we can be able to produce food that is abundant to reduce the world hunger. That is the problem which float mill is trying to solve using its ESG technologies. So for us to be able to capture this problem, we decided to go in a different way. That is a social entrepreneurial system. Is we created a business model which puts people before the profit. What we mean by people before the profit is that we create a system which we give to the people, which we work with, and they use that ESG system, that the growth system, to create a stable income for themselves. That is, they produce with us and we harvest and package it and make real product out of it so that they can get money from that. And then we go to the different direction, that is B2B and B2C. In the B2B system, we focus on collaborating with companies where we can produce more product. And in the B2C, we produce our own product, which we can share with the larger community of consumers, especially those in the plant-based segment of our market. Then we looked at our market and we found out that this market that we are entering actually is the plant-based protein supplement market. So we are in Japan, and we found out that the best place to start this is from Japan and going ahead. So we look at the Asia Pacific market, and we found that there is 472 million market available for us. So what we are trying to do is get some funding to be able to increase our production capacity and create this food that can serve humanity. So currently, we have started producing this duckweed in our laboratory and trying to make small products from it, like the duckweed powder, the donuts and stuff, and continue research so that we can increase the production by more scales. And we've gotten some funding from research institutions, and we're looking forward to collaborations and partnerships that we can get through this platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Nabe. I will pass it on to our judges.
Thank you very much for the presentation. I have one question for you. Can you tell me the scope of the business in terms of the value chain? I think you are trying to tap onto the just the R&D space, or the not just R&D, but also for the manufacturing space or mass production phase, and also for the marketing scope. So can you elaborate on that?
Okay, basically, we've been able to produce this stock within a small scale situation. And for this to be more profitable, we have to achieve production of scale and scope. And for that, we are a small company which does not have access to the larger market. So if we limit ourselves to Japan alone, we'll not be able to serve the cost that we're trying to do. So we look at our total available market, which you can see here, is that the total addressable market in terms of worldwide is $42.5 billion. But the service addressable market that we have currently is 10.3. And us alone, if we are able to tap into the potential, we can be able to get 1.5 million as the service obtainable market. So that means that there is a large market for this. And then the value chain that we focus on more is that the world is looking for alternative protein. For example, we read a report by Ernst & Young says that 7% of people will shift away from soy protein to finding better alternatives, looking at the environmental factors that duckweed bring. Duckweed has a low imprint on the environment, and using our technology, we even reduce it further because we recycle water, we recycle everything. So that increases our potential. And the value chain here is that we produce at a low cost with a price advantage that is above anyone. And then moving towards that, we have this competitive advantage in terms of knowledge of the technical know-how. So we can do from the production up to the commercialization stage all by ourselves. That is, we can cut down the cost so that it becomes very affordable for the people.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So it is a wonderful idea, and I believe many countries would take advantage of this. However, I have two questions for you. First of all, I wanted to ask about what is stopping your competitors to do this? Because I have seen laboratories for algae, I have seen for different even insect-based proteins. So what is stopping? Do you have a patent for your technology? What is stopping your competitors or anyone who already has a manufacturing, let's say, system equipment ready to take over the idea and do copy this?
To answer your question, basically, our laboratory is one of the best laboratories in terms of producing duckweed. And if you can see our team, we have PhD holders who are working directly only on duckweed production. So, and also we are in process of patenting our found technology, because we have a lot of patents that we are processing at the same time. So we're trying to combine all of them to make it into one patent so that it could be broad enough to cover a lot of scope. So anybody can grow a duckweed, but not everybody can grow duckweed like float meal, because float meal grows it in a way which is different. It grows it in a small space, increasing the yield by 20 times. So you can grow duckweed and have the same quality with us, but we have higher quantity than you. And also we can have this on-demand supply. Like you need duckweed right now, we can start growing today and meet up with your demand in 1 month, in 2 weeks. So that's the technology that we have. And this is something that we've been doing for more than 4 years. So our competitors can only try to imitate, but they cannot tap into the real current of what makes float meal special.
I understand. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for your presentation and for introducing us to float meal. We will go on to the next competitor. Our presenter, Yuhei Iwata, will present SPO Live Interactive Inc. Are you here, Yuhei? I see that he's already sharing his screen. You may start the presentation. Thank you.
Can you see my screen? Thank you. Can I set it? Okay.
You may start.
Okay. We are Live, bringing friends and teams closer together with this show. I'm Yuhei Iwata, the CEO. Nice to meet you. In sports, the stadium was the best place to share the passion and emotions. It was the place where friends could gather and cheer for their favorite teams and athletes. And the athletes were encouraged by fan support and could show their potential ability. But that was until 2019. After that, stable operation was no longer possible, especially last year. Even the top teams saw their ticket revenue drop by a quarter, and the place where fans can gather and share their passions had moved online. We, Live Interactive, are the company founded last October to empower the sports community in the world today. Then we developed this Live, that is virtual spectating platform where fans can better understand the team and cheer with the feeling of unity. Teams can connect and build a relationship with their friends while streamlining their operations like marketing automation. Fans can follow their favorite teams or tournament to receive instant play information during this game, and there can be live video streams by the sports organizations. And you can cheer for the real-time play. You will be charged for the virtual pictures and by competing with friends of the opposing team for the number of cheers. Even if you cheer from home or the train, it can visualize your cheer in the stadium, and especially loyal friends get special rewards from the team or athletes. With this one app, you can create an interactive experience that goes beyond the online. Everything is already working. It is still used as a closed public viewing system for international competition now. In addition to enjoying the games, the teams also organize events and sports activations, use the cloud for teams to distribute, sell, and manage sharing contents and sport data. There is also an SNS integration function so that teams can save on PL and provide fan services. As a technology that supports this interactivity, when rights holders stream video on Stripe, there is no delay compared to other streaming services. Live is 5 to 10 times lower latency than YouTube Live, so create a feeling of unity between the remote and the stadium. And we have applied for 4 patents. We are providing this platform to both fans and sports organizations. Live is a place that can be owned, operated, and monetized efficiently by the teams. And it is chosen for its ease of adaptation and operation to replace YouTube. In fact, even though we haven't fully launched yet, various organizations have already used our product. In last January, we partnered with the Japan Rugby Top League for remote support. Here are the actual traction in one rugby game that was watched by 1,500 users and shared more than 4 million times. In some games, we have already recorded sales of more than 1 million yen per game. 2 hours, only 2 hours. The team is also expecting this to be a replacement for the merchandise sales at the stadium. And now, as a result, engagement in this app has grown about 50 times in 6 months. We have been selected by various accelerators and featured on Japanese public television and various media, and recently selected as the best rugby game app of 2021 by the British media, and is currently being used in over a dozen countries. Our first target is developing sports organizations with growth ambitions. We estimated that first market size to be 160 billion yen worldwide. Not only entertainment, but also social contribution has started to be used. In one game, there is a scheme where the profits of the teams supported by Stripe are used for cancer treatment research. From my experience working, okay?
I'm so sorry, but I have to cut you off. We have gone over the 5 minutes, so I have to pass on to the judges to ask the questions. Thank you so much for your presentation.
はい、和田さん、どうも。Thank you very much for your pitch. I have one question for you. You proving that you have some traction in Japan, and you mentioned that there are some viewers from UK. Can you elaborate on that? Do you have any other? You have like a market potential outside of Japan, not just as a viewer, but as a business. In terms of if you go outside Japan, you need to like localize the UI UX or the apps itself, or you can expand the business with the similar UI that you have now to outside of Japan. Can you elaborate on that?
First, we localize Japanese UI UX. But if we expand globally, we customize apps UI UX for their countries. And first, we'd like to expand the EU and the US and globally. Can I answer?
So do you need to like localize the UI UX to these the market in the US or the UK? Is that?
Yes. I think I need it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. I'm sorry, maybe I missed it, but what is your business model? Is it subscriptions and commercials at this point?
Oh, thank you. Our business model is now focusing on the consumer side, and we have the charging system, so the consumer can charge it with shares, and we'd like to expand our sports organizations subscription system to enhance profit, like get money from organizations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your presentation, Yuhei. We will move on now. This was our final company on the idea stage. So we are now moving on to early stage competitors. And our first competitor is Anchor Z, which will have Masaki Tokoyuma speaking.
Hi, I'm here.
You may start the presentation by sharing your screen. Thank you.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Oh, hello everyone. I'm Tokuyama, founder and CEO of Anchor Z. Today, I would like to present and introduce the world's first technology, which will overturn your common sense of digital security.
Sorry, Tokoyuma-san. I
Hi.
think you are in presentation mode, so we can see all your notes. You might want to change just to present for us.
Oh, sorry.
I think
How?
you almost had it.
Okay. Okay.
I think you have to share your screen again.
Okay, just a moment. Can you see me?
Not yet.
What?
まだ見ません。
ちょっと待ってくださいね。Okay.
Yes, we can see it now.
Okay.
I think it's still in presenter mode.
Okay, can you do this for me? Can you go back to your presentation? 元のプレゼンテーションに戻ってください。元のパワーポイントに戻ってください。
これ戻ってるんですけど、ダメですかね。
なんかね、プレゼンテーションノートが見えるから、一回スクリーンをキャンセルして、そう。もう一回シェアしたときに、多分ディスプレイ入れ替えじゃないと思う。入れ替えるとこうなっちゃう。He's sharing the another thing. Okay, just use this like this and just go down and put presentation mode. That's it.
これでいくってこと
Okay, go for that.
Okay, わかりました。Okay, sorry. I'm Tokuyama, the founder and CEO of Anchor. Today, I would like to present and introduce the world's first technology, which will overturn your common sense of digital security. This solution is called by DT Security. This is a security solution for identity authentication that could be used by anyone, even babies. We also call it background authentication. So here are three main points. Point one, even can use it immediately. Point two, no worry on impersonate issue. Point three, no person information leakage. This problem is solved at once by this simple solution, which even a baby can use. And so, why can it solve such kind of problems? And background authentication, as the name says, start authentication at the same time when the user starts using the service. Until the end of use, various information such as a multi-factor biometric data, usage history, behavior patterns, and usage habit, etc., are obtained from smartphones, sensor, and authenticated when appropriate and from time to time. This is an international patented technology. and it is a world first innovative authentication method. これデモビデオ見れるかな ?Please デモビデオ。動いてますかね ?Move it. Okay. I didn't do any authentication at start. The solution could be freely incorporated into any application. I can continue. As soon as I pass to the woman sitting next by me, the application stops. She cannot access to the application now. But when it changed to me, I can resume and the application immediately. This is background authentication. We authenticate all during the usage, not only show the face data, but also the voice, habits, behavior, patterns, and usage history, etc. And this authentication technology will create significant innovation in electronic transaction in the virtual world. For sure, you don't have to remember to your password. There will be troublesome pre-setting or authentication that required of security reason. Everyone easily enters the virtual world, and the make of electronic transaction will grow explosively in the future. This innovation will spread not only in Japan, but also around the world. We are invited to ARM's headquarters in Cambridge in the summer of 2019 to discuss about the possibility of this technology. We also hold a regular meeting for collaboration as an AI partners. And in Japan, we have received the subsidy of 100 million yen from the government, and we are proceeding with the development of AI chip. Of course, that's not the whole story. We are preparing to build a platform ecosystem using this authentication. AI chip and platform plan. And this is business model. And our team is best team. And in the near future, everyone will be freed from all security inconveniences with this background authentication solution. For sure, you don't need to remember to your password. This is a promise we made. We are here to free you from security hassles. Thank you very much. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much, Tokuyama-san. Maybe our judges have a few questions for you.
Hi, thank you so much for your presentation. I just have one single question, and maybe I misheard it, so I just want to ask again. You said you have 100 million yen off. Is that a loan or a grant from Japanese government? That's $1 million, right? Around $1 million.
And we get 100 million yen from the government, and we are doing the project called NATO. So this is from NATO organization. Sorry, can you hear me?
I think now we can.
Okay, now I understand. It's a grant. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
徳山さん、
はい。
ご無沙汰してます。
見てびっくりしました、私も。
はい。じゃあ英語で。So I have one question for you. I'm glad that you advanced your business. And do you have like a real traction from the customers? And that's very simple question. Can you answer that? トラクションってありますか？
トラクションとか。
売上。
あります。1億程度です。
So my question is, how do you define the success of a customer? Can you quantify the customer success? I think I assume that your customer is pretty much those institute or organization who are protecting their assets, or they are protecting they are very eager to protect their securities. So who are your customers, and can you elaborate on how do you quantify the 顧客の成功っていうのを定量化しているかどうかってことをちょっと聞きたいなと思ってるんですけど、お願いします。
顧客の定量化。それはできていないですね。
わかりました。ありがとうございます。
正直でいいですね。Okay, I have one more question. Actually, this is very odd question maybe, but my phone, when every time after 3 seconds, everyone has the face recognition and I don't have even a password or a code, it's just face recognition. I have issues with mask right now, but other than that, it's fine. So yours works on each app, if I understood well, or does it work for the whole phone? Because then if that's the just face recognition, many phones already have that, right?
これは、わかります？
No, and this function is used to the special user's application, not the old phone. And our next step is to do the hardware, and at that time, the whole phone will be protected by our DC security.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your presentation and for introducing us to AnchorZ. We need to move on now. We are moving on to Shozo Kamiya from I'm Beside You.
Yes.
Hi, welcome. You may start your presentation.
Hi, are you visible?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. So let's start. Hi, I'm Shozo Kamiya, founder of I'm Beside You Inc. We are founded for healing the pain of COVID-19. Now every person all over the world communicates via online. But online communication creates black box. It's really hard to feel people's reaction via online. So we create the system analyzing people's reaction by multimodal AI. We analyze facial expression, face orientation, gaze, and voice. As you know, reaction is different person by person. So we analyze relative change in each person. Once you set our camera up like Snap Camera or Moohoo, our app analyzes your face and voice and gestures and visualize your engagement and mental health status or quality of online communications. It creates continuous improvement for online communications. You can share best practice of online communication to all over your organization, and our AI run individually in bad cases. Please see one of our use cases.
新型コロナウイルスの影響で教育の現場でもオンラインの需要が急増。家庭教師サービスを提供するこの会社も去年の入会者数が前の年の2倍に増えています。オンライン授業を受けている高校2年生の石川くるみさんです。成績アップを目指して家庭教師の授業を受け始めた頃は緊張もあってか笑顔はほとんど見られませんでした。しかし講師が工夫を凝らした授業で楽しみながら学べるようになると理解も進み笑顔が増えていったのです。くるみさんの笑顔の割合は授業を始めた当初から見ていくと回を重ねるごとに増えていっていることがわかります。表情の変化と連動するように学校の成績も上がりました。
楽しいです。
一方、生徒が授業を理解できていなかったり満足していなかったりする場合は講師の一方的な説明が続いていました。さらに生徒の発言機会が少ないと理解が追いついていなかったり質問しにくくなっていたりする可能性があります。この会社ではこうした解析結果を講師に伝えて授業のやり方を変えてもらうきっかけにしています。
長年
教師をやっていますと、やはりやり方っていうのはちょっと染みついてきてしまうところもあり、そうした客観的な視点とか、そうしたものが大切かなというふうに思っています。
先生と生徒が1対1でやってますよね。その授業が実際にどうだったかっていうのはほとんど当事者じゃないとわからないんですよね。でそれがもう今全く逆で、こっちの方でも全部把握ができているので、もうこっちが先番して手をつくことができたりするんですよね。
We already analyzed over 100,000 hours movie data and predict 84% of churn from only movie analytics. In case of education, same student, one subject continued, one subject churn. We use this online lesson video data as A/B test. Deep learning reveal what kind of communication generates churn. We are just 1 year old company, but our MRR already reached over 80,000 US$. Not only for education, HR like one-on-one or recruitment, or government for mental health monitoring, and online sales company is already our paid client. We are one and only multimodal AI services specialized online communication like Zoom. We already applied 100 patents globally. Our team is multimodal AI experts and IP specialists, and now 7 IIT graduates and students join us with full commitment. Also, Mr. Anand Kumar, founder of Super 30, promised us supplying his all online lesson data. It's world best teacher data, we think. He's really famous person in India. You never see Indian people who don't know Mr. Anand Kumar. We already got 2.5 million fundraising in Japan, and now get best talent and best data in India. After we in India, we'll go to another global market like US and Europe for monetizing. Now we are challenging a charity event for Tokyo Olympic named Unite by Emotions. You can post short movie and or photo for cheering the athlete. Our AI analyze your emotion and visualize emotions all over the world. We already get 20,000 cheers from over 60 cities and 12 countries. By our technologies, we visualize every person all over the world is one and only. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shozo. I think our judges may have questions. Hiro-san?
Yes, thank you very much for your very interesting presentation, Mr. Kamiya. And actually, my question is whether your AI can detect a fake expression. I might be smiling on purpose, but I might be super angry inside me, just to to hide my expression, to my emotion. Can you detect? Today I'm smiling. I really mean it, but sometimes you know what I mean. So, can you detect a fake expression?
Yes, we can that, and we continuously analyzing your reactions and not only face expression, but also voice tone or gesture or such kind of things. So if your reaction is different, usually we can detect, because we day by day we can analyze your reactions and continuously improvement, and so we can know your personality and check what it is. If other person change your face and attend the meeting, we can know, hey, it's not an instant or such kind of thing.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. May I ask your data analyzing process? So you gather all this data about different changes. How do you analyze, process this?
Sorry, pardon. Once more.
How do you analyze, process the data? Like what, for example, just as an example, like let's say Nishiguchi-san is a bit tatemae today and he smiles, and another day he doesn't. So you gather all this data.
Yes, we are analyzing many data and checking the engagement score. And for example, if you say arigato, thank you, but your face is not saying thank you, if you think, hey, I understand, but your face, your gesture don't indicate such kind of things. We can analyze like this, all of my facial expression and all of my voice and all of my talking contents is continuously logging and analyzing. So we can find such kind of the anonymous detection. Anonymous detection is very good at AI analytics. So we can find that.
Okay, thank you so much. I was hoping to know what you analyze it for exactly, the process itself, but that's fine. I guess it's a bit long to explain right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Kamiya-san. We will be moving on to our last early stage company, Armis. It was previously Dr. X. And our presenter will be Kenshiro Yamashita.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you, Ken. You may start your presentation.
Okay, Gaurav, I'll be starting now. Good morning from Madrid, everyone. Welcome to our pitch. A quick update before we begin. As Julia said, we pivoted from Dr. X to Armis 2 months ago after working on Dr. X for a year. With that being said, hi, my name is Kenshiro, and I'm the co-founder in charge of the business development and operation at Armis. One of my co-founders, Gaurav, is also here to pitch with me. Study shows that skin health has a strong impact on your self-esteem and mental well-being. And unfortunately, in high school, I have lost my self-esteem. However, I was not alone. Our survey says that 70% of the Japanese men are not confident about their skin quality, and Intage says that 50% of the Japanese men perform some sort of skincare routine. Next, please. It is hard for Japanese to seek derma consultations due to time constraints, and the market offers few product varieties to men and even fewer choices of personalization, making it hard to see results. The current market for men's skincare is huge, with global market being worth at $11.6 billion and $200 million for the Japanese market alone. Our goal is to capture 5% of the Japanese market within 5 years. There are 3 types of current existing solutions: the generic products, the pretend premium, and the luxury products. We need a real solution. Armis is a skin tech company incubated at IE Business School's acceleration program with unique products and technology. Having the first mover's advantage, our solution would enhance the skincare journey for men with the personalized two-step skincare product and the app for online consultations, and the same app for identifying generic skin problem using machine algorithm to measure and track progress. With our brand concept being Feel the Paradise, we strive for our products to be aesthetically pleasing, to smell nice, and to be fun to touch. From Japanese green tea to mineral-rich hot spring water, our product will be 100% sourced from the Japanese locals. And to top it off, Armis strives to be a sustainable skincare brand.
The recent trend says that the beauty brands are realizing the application of AI and ML to make people look beautiful faster and conveniently, taking away the hassle of making choices and putting on the makeup. But the bigger brands are hesitant to use the technology for natural skincare. And we believe that we can deliver a permanent solution to all skin problems, as well as maintain any skin type with a customization suggested by our technology. How it works. The interaction cycle can start in 2 ways: through the online website or the freemium app. Both allow a user to upload a picture of their skin. This picture has a particular standards that will make it fit for ML or AI algorithms. We find the skin type and the problem, if any, and provide a detailed analysis to educate the users, track their progress, and optimize our product formula. After this, our platform provides the convenience of consulting a dermatologist, and finally, flexibility in buying our natural products most suitable for the user's skin type. Few features in this cycle are only for paid versions and hence a part of our monetization strategy. Our model is a freemium model. A user can interact with our technology for free and get a general summary of their skin. This is helpful for a user so that he can track the results each time they try something new on their own. After this, the premium worth $70 per month allows the user to unlock the whole package. We keep it different by keeping it simple and single. Their subscription plan with a consistent conversion rate from the free to paid allows the user to unlock each step in the interaction cycle mentioned before, that is detailed summary, free suggestions, consultations, and product purchase.
To achieve this, we will develop the basic technologies such as the app, the face scan in-house with the help of the dermatologist. And for product development, we have a well-established and eco-friendly suppliers who will do the OEM for us. So our competitive advantage will not only be the product experience, but also the technological capabilities that allows us to utilize customer skin data to update their formula based on their current conditions. Starting in Japan, we'll be selling our subscription mainly through our website, but we're discussing the plan to do pop-up stores before launching physical stores with one of Japan's biggest department chains. In the near future, we're planning on expanding into the EU market. And this is what our cash flow will look like. We expect to break even within a year. We're currently raising $400,000, of which we have bootstrapped $30,000, which makes us eligible for $300,000 financing from the Japanese government. But when I say who are we? We're a team of very talented and motivated individuals that are passionate about men's skincare and wellness. We're supported by 7 bright interns and 3 mentors who truly believe in our solution and our cause. I know there are a lot of information, so to wrap it up, now is the right time to invest because the market is growing and the sentiment is changing hard. Armis will start as a skincare company, but we're not stopping there. In the near future, we aim to expand into other areas of men's health and wellness. We are Armis, and we're here to change the world one skin at a time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think our judges might have a few questions for you guys.
Thank you very much for the great presentation. I have one question for you. So have you launched a product yet?
I will take that. Thank you for your question. We are currently in the process of developing our product. So the short answer will be no. And everything will be started once I am back in Japan next week.
I see. So do you collect any sort of the voice of customer or the potential voice of customers or the feedback of the customers? Like that's going to be very important for you, right? You're talking about your product is not just for the product itself, but also for those personalization process, right? So I think you're trying to tap onto the specific segment of customers. So can you elaborate on who is your first customer segment? And also, do you have like any voice of customer or the feedback from your beta version?
Thank you. So our target customer will be people mainly range 20 to 35, which we identify as early adopters. And also to answer your second question, we have some feedback from through our survey from 200 people, of which 60% of the respondents would be interested in using our service.
Okay, thank you. So from what I understood from your answer is that you have already done a POC, right?
Yes, correct.
Yes, okay. So, maybe I actually think in Japan, that's a quite good idea because men are very, I believe, sensitive towards their skin as well. And that's why there are so many shops for men. However, if you look at it as a global point of view, there's like Luminous Skin, there's Disco, A-System, Skincare, there's AI. And actually Lumina, I think they use AI as well. What would be your best, I would say, difference? What makes you stand out more than all these brands that are already out there in the market?
Gaurav, would you like to take that or should I take it?
First part you should answer and then I'll take out the competitive advantage.
So the main difference between us and Lumen is that we identify Lumen as kind of generic brand because we've also analyzed the feedback that Lumen got, and the formula that Lumen has, one is fit for the masses, and second, they do not do any personalization at all. So the main difference between us and the other brands is that through the face scan, we collect the customer's data on their skin, and then we automatically update their formula based on their current skin condition and the current place that they live in. For example, we'll have data on their pollution level, on the UV light, and all sort of that, and we'll calculate it.
To continue with that, sorry to just explain it. So we are collecting location-based data of every customer so that we can make a virtual assistant for that customer. That is going to not only help to analyze the external factors, but it will be giving them feedbacks all the time that what you need to do, what you need to be careful from, and all those things. And at this level, no company has taken a step to build this.
Understood. Thank you.
Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you for your presentation, for introducing us to armies. Let's move on now to our growth stage competitors. Next up is Hybot, and we will have Michel Guarnier. I'm sorry, I'm probably not pronouncing your name properly. But yes, you have the floor. Please start the presentation when you're ready.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello to the judges and to everybody that is connected online. I'll share my screen. Can you hear me correctly? Yeah, yes.
We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. I'm going to share the screen then. I hope the presentation mode works. If you don't see changes in the slides, please let me know.
Everything is okay.
Okay, thank you. So, yes, my name is Michele Guarnieri. I'm the co-founder and the CEO of Hybot. Hybot is a company that started from the Tokyo Institute of Technology. We are a robotics company, and we're famous because of our research on snake-like robots, which were, well, all our robots are used to help people basically in their harsh operations. Some of our robots have been used even in the Fukushima power plant, like the one that you're seeing right now, to help collect important data for the cleaning of the whole reactor. So strong with that experience, we've been building also a new system like this new float arm, which is a long reach arm that can help people in reaching confined spaces where people should not go, and do the inspection that are needed. Like, for example, in the case of vessel tanks, where people are forced to enter through the manhole with gases, chemicals, and so on. So it is important to have these kind of tools helping people. And at the same time, basically what we're doing, we are collecting all this bunch of data that can be utilized real time also with using AI analytics to support the finding of problems inside the infrastructures. There is a platform also that can generate reports and that can help the people judging their assets status. So just to give you an idea, our market basically target is the one of the maintenance and repair and also NDT, so the non-destructive testing. It's a growing market and they are in need for more technologies. Why this is happening is because our infrastructures are aging like people. Infrastructure really needed to be helped. And for example, just the data from the World Economic Forum sees a $15 trillion of gap by 2040 in all our infrastructures. At the same time, that means more inspections, more maintenance, and means also more people in danger during their operations. You can see this data, 670 people only in US in 2020 lost their life because of entering confined spaces. At the same time, customers are needing more data and more reliable data also for pushing the digital process, digital transformation process, and there is where we can bring our solutions. Also, downtime is another big problem for these assets. If you have an unscheduled downtime, can cost millions of dollars per day, so you need to be sure that your asset is running properly. So what we're doing, basically, we're bringing our robotic solutions to have a data-driven maintenance for our customers. So we bring in tools. They're robots, but actually we like to call them as tools with smart services that are enabling our customers to use the data collected by the robots and to push them toward the capability to do failure prediction over their assets. So basically we have developed in these years a lot of machines. We have machines that are run now also in service, some that will start in service very soon this year. And we have developed a Hybox digital platform, which is connectable to all this hardware and gets all the data and provides also services to the local field operator using these kind of new technologies. At the same time, also, it provides supports and services to a remote expert or the asset owner. And through our server, we can also help the customer in their data analytics over the asset inspections. Our business models are basically two. One is the direct sales of the hardware units to the ones that can actually then can evaluate the ROI because these are expensive machines. But we see the transition toward the robot as a service model, which is going to be enabled from this year. In fact, we are going to have machines that will be available in different regions on a time basis. So when the end users needs a specific inspection, we can have a regional operator. We are now making partnership with different companies globally that can be trained to use our technologies and provide the inspection, as they are also already certified for doing this kind of operations in the field. And at the same time, Highbox will also run in the back to provide to the end user all the services from the digital platform directly to our server, but also through APIs, but also through the service providers. So basically, we are seeing more and more robots from our developments going out in the field. We have customers running right now from global perspective, General Electric, BSF, and others. And from there, we collect data. So those data can actually be used to improve and train our algorithms for data analytics, which is then feedback again to our Highbox platform for providing inspection analytics. So our path from, yes?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to cut you off. We've gone over the 5 minutes.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, sure. No problem. Yeah, it's actually finished right now. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your presentation. Maybe our judges have a few questions for you that they would like to ask.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Can you explain to me on the cost of advantages over the drone inspection? I guess nowadays drone is getting cheaper and cheaper compared to the drones and the drone inspections. So do you have any competitive advantages over?
Well, actually, we don't see ourselves competing with drones in a sense, because actually it's not just about visual, but it's about bringing sensors in contact with the asset. So drones will be utilized in any way to do a very simple scan. But what we do, for example, with the manipulator, we have, yes, visual inspection, but we have also the normal used sensors for NDT operations, which are regulated, and we use them to contact with the structure. So we can put other systems like even coating and maintenance operations. So it's not just visual.
Thank you. I guess you already are a very advanced level startup. So can you share your traction over the year?
Yeah, so basically, well, we changed the model actually from 2019. We have been more like developers for third parties of machines. When instead this enabling of the RAS model is actually happening with the partners that we got into our company since last year, Fuyo Leasing Group. I mean, led by Mirai Suzuki Co. and Takata Precision, Tokyo Power Technology, and Ebara. So basically, before that, we were about $3 million for sales. Then we moved to 1 million. We're starting with the service, and now we are about to restart in Europe from this year with providing the service that we're already starting in Japan right now. So that was one pivot that we had.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If I may, is there any specific facilities or situations you, in terms of your target areas, you would like to avoid, or you feel a little bit uncomfortable to deal with? You have shown a very...
Sure, yeah, well, yeah, sorry. Our target is to go in dangerous environments. So we want to have people not going there. So we know from the very beginning that we are challenging ourselves in these harsh environments. So we take care of all the certifications that are needed. Certainly, one additional step is to make these machines basically explosion-proof, which is what we're doing also for the inspection of aircraft, for example. So those are challenges that we are having in front of us. We're tackling them with a specific roadmap, but they're not simple to be solved for sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation, for telling us a little bit more about Highbot. We will move on now to our last presenter, which is Global Mobility Services. It will be presented by Keita Danjo. Are you here, Keita?
Yes, I can hear you. Just a
Hi.
moment, I was sharing my screen.
You can start your presentation whenever you're
All right.
ready. Thank you very much.
Can you see my screen? Just a moment.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so let's get started. So good afternoon. Oh, just a moment. All right, good afternoon. My name is Kate Anja, and I'm an executive officer and also the CEO for GMS Cambodia, which is a subsidiary of a GMS group, and handling the all aspect of our company's domestic and overseas business and operations. Today, I'd like to talk to you about how Global Multi Service, or GMS, is changing the way people who are financially excluded can access vehicle loans to improve their living standards. So as a mission-driven startup, we work to achieve the sustainable development goals set by the UN, and eradicating poverty is an integral part of our business operation. At present, we have helped approximately 13,000 people in the world. So our GMS was founded in 2013 Tokyo, where it's currently headquarters, and we have overseas branch offices now like 4 countries. Philippines, South Korea, Indonesia, and Cambodia. We have a strong investor foundation, including SoftBank and Kawasaki, Denso, Sojitz, among others, shown on the bottom of the slide. So this is a management team, and our president, Tokushi Nakashima, is a serial entrepreneur with 3 companies founded to date, and extensive background in the automotive industry. We also have a director, Yoshiyuki Matsumoto, who is the former president of Honda R&D, along with other members of the management team, including various executive officers and independent directors who bring in-depth knowledge and many years of experience in various industries on the global scale. So this is the existing global issue that's, in fact, 1.7 billion people worldwide without access to finance, including, access to the vehicle loans. And this includes, those in mobility work who are not able to purchase vehicles, nor able to pass, conventional loan screening due to lack of capital or lack of collateral. So this led them to rent vehicles and give up significant monthly income on rental and interest fees. So we provide a solution to this problem, global problem, through our fintech services. So our services comprise of 2 main aspects, which is called MCCS, this device that we are developing, and MSPF. So we use our patented remote control IoT device that I introduced, MCCS, and which can be installed in the several types of vehicles and is able to safely deactivate the vehicle engine. So should the driver fail to repay on time, a clear incentive to make loan payment on time. The data sensed from MCCS can also be visualized to create credit for users. Second, through our mobility service platform, lenders have access to real-time management of vehicle status and location, and have the ability to limit any information disadvantage. So that is our current track that we are developing the device and the system. So we partner up with financial institutions by providing fintech services with MCCS, and then we sell MCCS to all dealers. And once sold, all dealers will install MCCS onto the vehicles, and will then sell the vehicle with MCCS installed to the driver. So in this model, the financial institution feels confident to provide a loan to driver, since they will be able to track the driver's location and can control the engine if drivers cannot make a repayment to financial institutions. So we believe that, or this model provide a win-win scenario for all parties involved in here. So for our end users or drivers, our services gives them a chance to own the vehicle. For our manufacturers, our partnership with us represent an increase in sales. And for financial institutions, our service represent an increase in loan volume and the customer base, namely, those who are previously unable to access loans. And for society, by introducing low emission vehicles, we contribute to net zero emission targets and social economic improvement. So through our business model, drivers are able to build a credit history and are in a position to demonstrate their ability to pay, which they were not able to provide previously. Once they have a built credit history, they will be able to apply for new financing opportunities, such as educational and mortgage loans, and we aim to facilitate this process as well. So this is just a brief overview of our business model and our mission to eradicate poverty on a global scale, one driver at a time. So now, if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I'm a big fan of your GMS, so I'm honored to speak with you. But anyways, so my question is, how do you defend yourself when those players and service platforms like a Grab or the Didi or the Gojek is trying to penetrate this space? Can you answer the question?
Sure. Like the GMS is a different part of the business that's, like the Didi or like the Uber or something. We basically like to develop the device and the system. So we are partnered up with the financial institution. That is our business, core business model. So like we just, help the drivers, and even if the driver application, like to develop the device and system, we already have a knowledge of our device and the system, and we have patented. That is one of the barrier that we
but the thing is, Grab and also Didi and other, those players are also handling the credit score, right? So do you have any chance that you can connect with their credit score to your credit score, or those are going to be independent?
They are kind of a partner of a GMS, because like the GMS, provide a device, attach a device to the vehicle, and we are getting the data from the device that we installed. So like we basically like to share this information to like the application companies such as Grab or like Didi, and by using our data, probably like they also can improve their like the credit model or screening model for drivers. This is what we are thinking. Actually, we already discussed with Grab or other like the drivers application company, and now like we are still discussing how to improve or like the credit scoring system or drivers behavior system, something like that.
Okay. Thank you so much for your presentation. I am into impact investment and I help startups in social impact. So I find your idea to be really wonderful, considering you're giving the, I would say, a less understood or appreciated workforce out there a chance to prove themselves. That is wonderful. And I thought maybe even more than Japan, I thought this would be wonderful for developing countries, because they have this, that they will have a lot of issues. However, I have worked and helped in developing countries. There are 2 or 3 issues that I'm not saying you have to tackle it now or answer me directly right now. One thing would be the problem of hacking the system. That definitely will arise. Second problem I thought is that, does this need a specific car or machine? Because a lot of them have this small, little, very old cars. They cannot afford something new. Does this include like a specific car or mobile or kind of a movement, or can it be installed on anything they can? Because I know in Thailand, they actually rent tuk-tuks to use it, because some people can't even afford that. So how would you say this, what system do you think this will work on?
Yeah, thank you for your questions. So number one, question, that's the security. So we, that's why like actually Denso also like invested us, and we wanted to get investment from them because like we really consider about security. And so we brought this point by using our patent. So how can I say that? As a device, actually, like it's quite easy to access or hacking to that kind of device, but we protect it by using patent, like the license or something like that. And the other point, director, actually, we can install this device to any vehicles, such as like the agricultural machinery or like the construction machine also, and any type of vehicles. So we actually installed, like this device to tricycle and also tuk-tuk and also like the 4-wheel. So anything actually is possible for us. Yeah, but we really carefully for security and also like the installation way. Yeah.
Thank you very much. That is wonderful. Good luck.
Perhaps last question. Actually, beyond the countries you are already in, are you planning to go globally, let's say in maybe Africa, Europe, or even to Russia, or even South America countries? And do you have, tell us about your say, expansion plan, if you have any?
Yeah, thank you for your question. Untitled, we really want to expand our business model to worldwide. So I'm also like discussing with Africa's partners and also like South of Asia and America. So we basically possible to go out any country, but just the problem is lack of the resource of a person. So if like we have enough resources, then like we no problem to go there and do the business at the place.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your presentation. And thank you for all of you for your presentations. This was the final pitch. We have actually decided to change a little bit the order of our presentation today, just so that our judges can better deliberate and we can announce the winner soon. So just a second. Actually, I was thinking here, and I would not like to be in the judges' shoes today. We've had some great pitches, some great presentations. I don't think it's going to be an easy choice to make. And today we will have 3 winners. We can go to the next slide, please. We will have 3 winners. We will have 1 winner per category, and all of them will win $100,000 in in-kind prizes from Gen Global. They will also get to go to Accelerate 2, and they will get the chance to represent Japan in the EWC Global Finals. And of course, they will also be included in press releases from Jin. And then from those 3, we will choose a grand winner, the EWC Japan 2021 grand winner. And the grand winner will also get a 1-hour workshop by Jin or a network introduction, as well as a discount price on the CIC office. So this year's final will be held in October in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia, and the top 100 startups will get to pitch there. You guys have all arrived to the national final, and you should all be very, very proud of yourself. The next phase will be Accelerate 2, which is a training session and a one-to-one mentorship to prepare all of you, the 3 winners, to the global finals. Now, as our judges deliberate, so here's a little bit more of Accelerate 2. And now as our judges deliberate amongst themselves, I would like to show you guys a video from Impact Tech, the company where our new Japan board member, Farah, works in. If you could please play the video. And now we would also like to show you an introduction video from the Japan National Host of EWC Japan Innovation Network and the EWC 2021 official partner, CIC Tokyo.
First. Did you mute your voice? No, not muted.
Minasan, こんにちは。これから簡単ではございますが、残すために。
I can't. I'm not.
.企業がイノベーションを起こすためには何が重要なのかご説明していきたいと思います。どんな組織にも新しいアイデアを持つイノベーターはいます。一方、どんな組織にも必ず前例主義や現状維持を旨とする SS 正義の味方がいるのです。この SS 正義の味方がイノベーターの足を引っ張ってしまうのです。そしてその様子を周囲から見ている傍観者たちは次第に新しいことに挑戦する気力を失っていくのです。
具体的に例を挙げてみていきましょう。イノベーションのプロセスには事業創造ステージと事業立ち上げステージの2つがありますが、前半の事業創造ステージがボトルネックです。ここではイノベーターが探索と実験を繰り返し、解くべき課題と解決策を模索し続けます。どんな会社にも創業期があり、創業者たちは文字通り駆けずり回りながらビジネスを立ち上げてきたプロセスがありました。やがてビジネスが立ち上がり、安定稼働が始まりますが、ここで求められるのは計画通りに着実に実行する経営です。既存事業を拡大する経営手法からは、新しいものは生まれにくいという割り切りが必要です。イノベーションを起こし続けるには、計画の実行を軸とする経営を壊すことなく、探索と実験を軸とする経営を加え、両立させることが必要です。それを私たちは2階建ての経営と呼んでいます。では、探索と実行を軸とした経営とはどのようなものでしょうか。経営者のコミットメントが最も重要です。そしてイノベーターやイノベーターのチームも必要です。さらにイノベーターたちを支援してアイデアを膨らませたり、外部のネットワークへの紹介をする加速支援者の役割が非常に重要です。イノベーターは自分のアイデアは常にベストだと思っています。 そこに新しいアイデアや新しい人脈を紹介することで、そのアイデアをマーケットに出していけるように支援するのが加速支援者の役割です。これら3種類の人たちが活動し続けるためには、組織的なインフラとプロセスが不可欠で、これらがないとイノベーション活動は長続きしません。
すでに地球規模のイノベーションのネットワークが構築されつつあります。私たちはイノベーションを起こし続ける企業が100社生まれるように加速支援し、世界中のイノベーションのエコシステムとつながりながら、より良い社会を作るために日夜活動しています。
Welcome to CIC.
ようこそ CIC へ。
CIC에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
欢迎来到 CIC。 2020年10月1日、この東京の虎ノ門に CIC 東京がオープンしました。
CIC は約2000坪あり、15、16階に分かれてるんですが、その中にとっても魅力的なお部屋がたくさん詰まってます。
まさにここは国内最大級の都心型スタートアップ集積拠点です。環境エネルギー、ヘルスケア、スマートシティ、そしてスポーツエンターテインメントなど、さまざまなテーマ特化型のコミュニティも形成していきます。さらに女性の起業家、外国人起業家、そして海外からのスタートアップの集結する拠点にもしていきます。
イノベーションが起きるために必要なこと、それは快適なオフィス空間もそうですが、いろいろな方々が助け合ういいコミュニティができることだと思っています。
CIC のゴールはコミュニティをつなげることです。それをしかも日本だけではなくて世界でつなげることです。素晴らしい空間と素敵な人がたくさん集まっているので、皆さんいつでも遊びに来てください。お待ちしてます。
Thank you so much for watching the video. As our judges deliberate, please give us another 10 minutes before we announce the winners. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Thank you so much for your patience. Our judges have finished deliberating, but first, they would like to give a general feedback for each of the stages.
Okay, yes, I think that was a very, very difficult and exciting discussion. And so we really enjoyed it. And so we did have a deep discussion on how actually, we did have a deep discussion about each of you and also have came up with some conclusions. But before sharing our conclusions, I'd like to ask Tadoko-san and Farah to provide their general feedback for each stage, not company by company, but general for each stage. So I think the lady first, Farah.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for presenting today. It was wonderful, and I personally learned new things from today's explanation, and it gives us hope for the future of this country and the world to see all these wonderful, impactful ideas starting from scratch and continuing. I absolutely love education, food issues. I am a pet lover from way back. I have so many. I work at shelters, and I absolutely think that we do need local economy in tourism to grow even further. So thank you very much for your ideas and your presentations today.
Yeah, thank you very much for all the presentation. I'm very excited a part of it. And compared to, I guess I was participated last year. Compared to last year, this year is kind of crossover or the crossing point of the technology and the very important issues, like Farah mentioned, like SDGs. So each of your startup is trying to tackle on the difficult issues, but so for each stage startup, like I mentioned, that for the early stage startup, before you have actual traction, you want to focus on who is the first customer in the first place. This is very important. So, and the early stage startup is also, once you get the traction, and you need to actually, try to, business advantages over the competitions. And then for the growth stage startup, you need to, try to think about footprint of not just the first country, but also the global expansion. So I was very excited to be part of it, and it was very hard for us to make a decision. But there will be only 3 winners and the 1 grown winners. We are excited to announce it.
Farah, would you like to add a few comments, maybe?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I just concentrated on the idea stage at first. So for my early stage is that I see that a lot of few startups have concentrated on the sustainability, SDGs, and social issues. It would be wonderful to see how you grow in the future in different countries. And I would say that different countries have different DX, different social needs. And I think you will learn how to match and upscale yourself outside Japan. So it's very good to be more flexible about your whole interface, your whole, I would say, go-to-market, so that you can include other markets outside the country. That would be a wonderful idea. Growth stage, this was truly a challenging thing to do because both sides have amazing technology, amazing growth, and amazing opportunities. But by the end, we have to see which represents Japan and society and the growth for a better future and society for today. So thank you everyone for joining us. And I guess we are going to announce.
Yes, I think Nagura-san and I are going to make an announcement, perhaps. Okay. Yeah, may we step in? Okay, I'm sorry, 2 guys are standing in front of you. This is not so good, but I think, but anyway, we have no choices. Yes, Nagura-san. And so we are very honored to make announcement for the category winner for idea stage. They are, please, next slide, please.
Flow meal.
Congratulations. Congratulations. That was a very, very difficult decision for us to make. And we did have a very interesting, exciting discussion. But again, we are honored to call you, Float Me, great company.
Yes.
And but again, that was a very difficult decision. Okay, then let us announce next actually category winner. And well, they are very manual. I'm beside you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Amazing, amazing company, isn't it?
Yeah. There are many interesting companies, and all the types of companies are different and different tackling to the all different issues. But we feel that I'm besides you have the really great potential, and of course the presentation was great. So we feel I'm besides you gonna do great job in the next global final.
And I'm smiling because I'm really smiling. Okay, I'm not angry at all. Okay, the next winner was actually the most difficult decision for us to make. And because as Tadokoro-san and Farah made it clear, they are very, very, I would say, great companies.
Yeah, yep.
But however, we have to make a decision. So our next category winner for growth stage is Global GMS.
Congratulations, Global Mobility Service.
Thank you. But also, again, the competition was very, very severe.
Yep. Both companies are trying to have the global business already, but at the same time, Global Mobility Service are tackling the social issues.
Mhm.
That is a great sign for us for this Entrepreneur World Cup.
Okay, and then with that, actually, after among three winners, we had to choose one, the grand winner, to be as a grand winner, and then grand winner announcement is Nagura kind of said that, but again, okay, this is GMS. Next page, please. Yes, global GMS.
Congratulations.
And so I think again, this is not about competition among categories, because three categories are different stages, obviously, and it's not apple to apple comparison. So we did not compare. This is not necessarily comparison of businesses or business stages, but I think if we want to, we want GMS to represent Japan in the global final, so that I would say they can show what they can do and what they would like to do. So again, congratulations, GMS.
Congratulations.
Okay. I think with that, I need to invite you back, Julia. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you so much, Hiro-san and Nagura-san, and congratulations to all the winners, but also to all the people who participated. You all did a wonderful job, and we're sure that you're going to get to great places in the future. And with that, I would like to thank all of you for participating, for joining us today, and wish you all a great day. Thank you so much.